Ever stumbled upon a viral post claiming you can sculpt a six-pack with just 1 minute of effort daily? It's a seductive idea that taps into our desire for quick fixes. But is there any truth to it? Today, we're cutting through the noise to explore this pervasive myth and uncover what science really says about achieving defined abs. Get ready for a journey that might save you time and frustration as we dive into the facts behind the hype. Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. This sentiment, often attributed to Napoleon Hill, perfectly captures the essence of any worthwhile endeavor, especially the journey of transforming one's own body. Yet, the modern world constantly tempts us with shortcuts, with promises whispered from glowing screens that defy this fundamental truth. The allure of a 1-minute solution is powerful, but let's pull back the curtain and look at the machinery of muscle itself. Building any muscle, including the rectus abdominis that creates the coveted six-pack, is a process called hypertrophy. Imagine your muscle fibers as fine threads. To make them thicker and stronger, you must first challenge them, creating microscopic tears. This isn't damage in a bad way, it's a signal. Your body responds to this signal by repairing the threads, but it overcompensates, adding more material to make them more resilient for the next challenge. This is growth. The American College of Sports Medicine, a respected authority on exercise science, clarifies that this signal needs to be loud and clear. Their guidelines suggest that for effective growth, you need to perform multiple sets of an exercise, pushing close to what's called momentary muscular failure, that point where you physically cannot complete another repetition with proper form. Now picture this: 60 seconds on a timer. You lie on the floor and begin a flurry of crunches. The first 20 seconds feel easy. By sort of 5 seconds, a warmth spreads across your midsection. The timer beeps. You stop. Did you create those essential micro-tears? Did you signal your body to build? Unlikely. You merely woke the muscles up. It's like trying to carve a sculpture from a block of marble by tapping it once a day with a tiny hammer. The intent is there, but the force is insufficient to change the stone. True change requires sustained pressure, a workout that lasts long enough to fatigue the muscle fibers thoroughly, forcing them into a state of adaptation. 60 seconds is not a workout, it's a single fleeting sentence in a chapter that requires paragraphs of effort. Now, let's assume for a moment you did manage to build strong abdominal muscles. There's still a crucial, often overlooked barrier between your hard work and the reflection in the mirror, the layer of subcutaneous body fat that lies on top of them. You can have the strongest, most developed core in the world, but if it's hidden, no one will ever know. Abs are not built in the gym, they are revealed in the kitchen. Scientific and medical consensus places the visibility threshold for men at a body fat percentage below 15%, and for women it's generally below 22%. Reaching these levels has almost nothing to do with a 1-minute exercise routine. The caloric burn from 60 seconds of crunches is minimal, perhaps 5 to 10 calories. That's the energy equivalent of a single almond or a small bite of an apple. To lose a single pound of body fat, one must create a caloric deficit of approximately 3,500 calories. Your daily minute of effort contributes virtually nothing to this massive equation. It's like trying to empty a swimming pool with an eyedropper. The real work is done by managing your overall energy balance, consuming fewer calories than your body burns over days, weeks, and months. This ISHTO lowers your overall body fat percentage, gradually reducing that layer of tissue and letting the muscle definition show through. Without addressing nutrition, performing a minute of ab work is like meticulously arranging furniture in a room with the lights off. The structure is there, but it remains unseen. This brings us to one of the most persistent and misleading myths in the entire fitness industry, the idea of spot reduction. It's the seductive belief that you can target fat loss from a specific area of your body by exercising the muscles in that region. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, your body doesn't work that way. When you need energy, your body draws from its fat stores systemically, based on a predetermined genetic map. You cannot tell your body, please use the fat from my lower belly today. It's a biological process, not a negotiation. A revealing study published years ago in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research took a group of participants and had them perform an intensive abdominal workout routine for 6 weeks. They did hundreds of repetitions, far more than a simple minute's worth of work. The result? They significantly increased their abdominal muscle endurance. They got stronger. But when their body composition was measured, there was no significant difference in the amount of fat on their stomachs compared to a control group that did no ab exercises at all. Doing crunches to burn belly fat is like screaming at one specific cloud in the sky, hoping to make it dissipate while ignoring the entire weather system. Fat loss is a total body event. The 1-minute routine might slightly strengthen the muscle underneath, but it does nothing to burn away the specific layer of fat covering it. So, if the 60-second fix is a dead end, where does the real path lie? It lies in embracing two unglamorous but profoundly effective principles: consistency and the power of compound movements. Instead of isolating the small muscles of your core for a fleeting minute, you should focus on exercises that recruit multiple large muscle groups at once. Think of foundational movements like squats, deadlifts, and overhead presses. During a heavy squat, your abdominal wall, obliques, and lower back must contract with immense force to keep your torso stable and protect your spine. Your core isn't just getting a workout, it's the anchor for your entire body. This integrated effort not only builds a far stronger and more functional core than endless crunches ever could, but it also burns a significant number of calories, aiding in the all-important goal of reducing overall body fat. Imagine you're building a house. The 1-minute ab workout is like spending all your time polishing a single doorknob. Compound movements are like laying the foundation, erecting the walls, and putting on the roof. They build the entire structure. When you pair this intelligent training with a sensible nutrition plan and apply it consistently over months, not days, the magic happens. The body fat percentage drops, the underlying core strength becomes visible, and the defined abs you are chasing with a shortcut finally emerge as a byproduct of holistic, dedicated work. Therefore, we must question the very desire for a quick fix. Perhaps the promise of an effortless result isn't a solution at all, but a distraction from the rewarding, character-building process of the work itself. Let's address the sensation of the burn, that fleeting feeling of accomplishment after a quick set of crunches. This sensation is primarily due to the buildup of metabolic byproducts like lactate in the muscle tissue. It indicates that you've used some energy, but it is not a reliable indicator of the mechanical tension required to stimulate actual muscle growth. It's a temporary discomfort, not a catalyst for transformation. Furthermore, the core itself is a complex three-dimensional structure. The popular 1-minute routines almost exclusively target the superficial rectus abdominis. They neglect the deeper, more critical muscles like the transverse abdominis, which acts as your body's internal weight belt, providing spinal stability. They also ignore the obliques, which are essential for rotational power and preventing injury. Focusing only on crunches is like training only your biceps while ignoring your triceps and shoulders. It creates an aesthetic and functional imbalance that can lead to poor posture and even back pain. What these brief exercises achieve is momentary muscle activation, not long-term adaptation. Activation is simply waking the muscle up, telling it to fire. Adaptation is the physiological change, the muscle growing stronger and thicker, that occurs in response to a significant challenge that it couldn't previously handle. A 60-second routine might serve as a decent warm-up to activate the core before a real workout involving heavy squats or deadlifts, but on its own, it lacks the necessary stimulus to force your body to adapt. It's the difference between knocking on a door and actually breaking it down to rebuild it stronger. Another critical factor is the metabolic echo of a real workout. Intense training triggers significant excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, meaning your body burns extra calories for hours afterward. It also stimulates a favorable hormonal response for growth. A 1-minute effort creates no such afterburn and no meaningful hormonal shift, highlighting another profound gap between the myth and physiological reality. So, can you really get abs in 60 seconds a day? The evidence says no. This myth crumbles under scientific scrutiny. But don't let that discourage you. Focus on sustainable practices like varied workouts and smart eating to build a stronger core over time. Embrace the journey and remember that real transformations come from patience and persistence, not fleeting shortcuts.
Here's to making informed choices for a healthier you.